Hi guys, welcome to our very first episode of the Data Pod, where our conversations connect the dots. I'm so excited. If you're excited here, say yay!
Yeah.
My guys here are so excited. We are so excited to start this project, to start this journey. To Data Pod, we are data professionals with different background, different experience, and different points of views, which we are going to be discussing here. This podcast highlights sharing real experiences, debugging myths. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of myths in your mind. You've heard this or you've heard that. So we'll be debugging a lot of myths in this podcast, and also telling you what it actually feels like to work in data. How excited are you guys? Make some noise, please. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yeah. So please let's meet my amazing guys. Amazing guys. I have one very handsome gentleman to my right. Samuel. Yes, Samuel. How are you, Samuel?
Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Samuel, this is your excitement. You have to give us more energy.
It's been coming a long way on this.
Yeah.
Finally, we're here.
We're
doing this.
here.
And as she said, my name is Samuel. I'm just an intern.
Okay, so yes, Samuel. So tell us who you are.
Okay.
Tell us what you do. Tell us, how did you get into data? What sparked that your interest in data? How did you train yourself? People out there, they say, okay, did you take any course, or how did you get into data? Can you tell us, please?
Okay, first and foremost, I would say my journey into data, particularly, let me put it this way. I didn't take any course, right? I would say it was self-taught, right? I just woke up one day and I felt like I was tired of my daily routine at work. Although the interest, I wanted to delve into software engineering. However,
many of us.
I started doing web design, web development. I just felt like this thing is not that. I like it, but it's not what I'm really passionate about. My background in economics, right? So it kind of exposed me to data, right?
Okay.
So in a way, I just when that C. Ronaldo said that when that click, or is it click now? Oh, you guys don't know. You don't watch football.
Sorry. We have
so
some
when
Messi fans here.
Yeah. So when I got to that tipping point, I think it's time to do this. So I started doing some research, online, LinkedIn particularly. And I remember there was this day. Okay, LinkedIn. I was still doing one of my former jobs then, and I just woke up that night. I was tired. I was frustrated, and then I started surfing LinkedIn, and then I just stumbled upon a particular profile. And this is a shout out to you if you're watching this, Ahmed Oilowo. I mean, you're a great guy.
Shout out to Ahmed.
You gave me that soft landing. You gave me that platform. And I just reached out to
Ahmed. Is a great teacher, actually.
Right, and then I was like, "Hey, Ahmed, this is this." I just did that introductory message, and I was like, "This is me. I'm trying to do this and this and this. I need your help to mentor me, blah, 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 blah." And then I think at the time, Ahmed just started that, he started a data analytics coaching, what's it called now? Program, right? And then it was just like, check this link out, sign up for the next cohort and and then that was it. And then I signed up, and then that was how I started.
Wow.
And although before then I've been doing stuff with Excel, here and there and all of that, but that kind of gave me that head start. And to God be the glory, like they say in Nollywood movies. Here we are.
So what do you do currently?
What do I do?
Yeah.
Okay. Particularly, I would say I wear a lot of hats. I call myself a data professional because I try to swing towards a particular direction, but sometimes I find myself doing something else, right? So I've done, let me say, my career track started from data analytics. I've done data, being a data analyst, BI analyst, like people like to call it. I've also been a database developer.
Wow.
Plenty.
Database admin, data engineer.
Wow.
What else?
I want to be like when I grow
It's
up.
just
like
call
that.
you
You know,
working
I'm
data.
just an intern. I'm just an intern.
Please don't
Intern.
say that. Don't say that again.
Right.
Please.
So
Eh,
yeah, but primarily what I do now, I'm more of a data engineer and data governance. So I play around data engineering and data governance particularly now. So
It's like
as an intern.
I will enter your LinkedIn like this after.
As an intern.
I will,
Don't forget.
boss, please come and teach me this, cause
no,
me I don't too
they
sabi anything like that. But that's really interesting. That's
Yeah.
wow, that's really interesting. It's really interesting. So Suraj, hi Suraj.
yeah, hi,
How's
Favour.
hi. What's
Yeah,
up?
hi. It's plenty for Favour.
Shame on
Favour
you.
is just hyping me
I'm
like
so
this.
excited. I'm so excited about the first
It's
episode.
plenty for Favour.
So Suraj, tell us. I mean, I know
Yeah.
that. I don't know whether it's multiple hats you are wearing or is white or is
No,
black hat.
I don't have
mean,
plenty
it's only
hats.
multiple.
I don't have plenty hats. It's just one.
Just tell
Just
us.
one.
Tell us.
It's just one. But my own
Okay.
one is like, it's a nested hat.
Okay.
Not
Nested
multiple hats.
net. Nested
It's nested.
If else.
Nested you.
Yes, it's
Okay.
nested if we kind of, you are still doing sub query. Just
Okay.
put query inside query and inside query
This is
like
not
that. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is
Webinar.
Suraj. Yeah, Suraj Abodorin, basically. So I'm a data professional too, just like Sam.
Yeah.
It's my girl, everybody.
I would say I'm wearing a nested hat.
This is nested.
Yes, let me put it
Nested
that way.
thing.
So I'm a
very
data analyst, okay, by profession, but I also am a data governance and quality compliance specialist. Yeah. So for me, my journey as a data professional, so it was not something that, just like Sam said, he was interested in
Yeah.
software development. Mine was different because, I think my undergraduate years, maybe second year precisely. So we had this training on website design during the last, I think it's 3 months, this 3 months holiday we used to have. So it was just like we had a website design, it was HTML and CSS training like that. So, but maybe along the line we were trying to round off. So we were introduced to, getting data from the users, okay, just to make it a bit interactive.
Okay.
So, and there we were introduced to PHP. Yeah, so just create a registration page and, you get data from people. So that was my first, encounter with what data was, database, and even using MySQL. Shout out to Articulate Technologies.
Shout out to
So
Articulate.
like there I was able to get maybe like a taste of what data was about. So from there, it was not something I was just trying to just go on YouTube and see what's all of this thing about. Then I was thinking as if I knew maybe how to design. I even had one project like that. I just collected from one company. I just did it as per, just like a budding SQL, what's called a budding website designer kind of. But along the way, going back to school and facing school squarely again, so everything just died down until after maybe my second degree. So I was just like, man, I think it's high time I started doing something on data due to, yes, I had a mentor. So, and it was like, Suraj, you can do all of these things. There's no big deal. It was just talking SSMS, SSIS, SSAS, SSR. I was like, what is SS, SS, SSD, SS that? Yeah, so but I had to just go and see what all of this thing all about. And from there, I was just trying to, do self-learning. Okay. Then luckily, my first spark, let me put it that way, was when he introduced me to someone that needed an maybe like a solution.
Okay.
So, but as simple as pivot table was on Excel, I just had to, I made that solution using just pivot table.
Wow.
And I sent it. So there, the lady just sent me like a 20K. I was like, something I do for fun.
Pivot table is
something I
steady
do for
giving
fun
people their
for
daily
people, and I'm
2K.
like,
People they underrate
I'm on
pivot table.
20K. It's not small that time. So I was like, hey, this one is not bad like that. So there I was like, okay, let me just intensify the hustle. Okay, since number one, I just enjoy like numbers. I enjoy arithmetics.
Yeah.
So it was something that came in very easy for me, and because of that, I was just trying to, I was able to scale through one way or the other, and glory be to God.
Glory be to God.
Just like Sam said.
Glory be to God.
Okay.
Wow, like me, I'm in the midst of two bosses. Like
I
two
beg.
bosses.
No dey.
Like
It's plenty.
Now you bring us come here. Now you dey pay
Okay.
our salaries now.
I refuse to speak.
You are the boss woman here now.
Please. I refuse to speak. Anyways, so who am I? Obviously, I'm a lady in data. Shout out to all our ladies in data. We are taking over the space. We are taking over. Shout out to all the women in
I have an
data.
exception, but anyways, move on.
Wow.
No, but they're really trying.
Yeah, we are really trying.
They're
I
taking
mean,
over,
like
actually.
my current
the likes
team in where I work, we're all ladies. We're all ladies. I mean, like our boss used to call us our queens. Like yes, we're all ladies, and we are really managing really well.
I mean,
No,
when I see women doing tech, right, it's kind of there's this encouragement. There's this, sometimes you just get tired of doing something, and then when you see people that you don't, not like I'm not discriminating, right? I'm just saying, there's this perception that tech is for the guys. I mean, it's not like a perception, but it's just like the way the society, so. Right, but when I see ladies doing things that is perceived to be within the space of men, guys, I'm much more encouraged, and
that's nice.
I'm
Thank
so
you so
fascinated
much.
about
Thank
it.
you so much. Thank you so much.
Well done.
Thank you. So okay, who am I? I'm a data analyst. But I feel like this data analyst, like they just use so many terms to just classify, because my current role is BI
That was the subject
developer.
for another day.
My current role is like BI developer, but I'm still like primarily like a data analyst. But anyways, I'm a data analyst. Okay, how did I get into data? I have an engineering background. I've always been someone that has been so in love with numbers, maths, graphs. I don't like English. I'm so sorry. I don't like English. It's just anything that has to do with reading letters and stuff. I don't like English. So that's why I studied engineering. But yeah, so I remember back then, when I was doing my internship. So I was an engineering intern then. So one of my engineers, back then, yes, I was like the only female engineer in the plant. So they always treating me like, oh, lady engineer. I'm like, why are you calling me lady engineer? Why can't I call you gentleman engineer? Just treat me as an engineer, okay? Engineer. Yeah, exactly, like just engineer. So like they prevented me from like doing tedious tasks. Then I wish I knew better, but right now I know that life was not for me. So one of my engineer, he called me. He was like, oh, Favour, that for your future you're a lady, you need to have a soft job, right? So he was like, I asked him, okay, what is one skill that you think I need to prepare me, for my future career? So he said that one skill that is very important in any role that you find yourself, you want to grow, you have to know how to use data. You have to know how to interpret data. He said that because I remember then, like, he used to like give me Excel spreadsheet or to help him do some data entry stuff, right? So, but he goes back and does some charts and likes. So he was like, I should pick up a course in data, not necessarily to be a data analyst, but just as a skill, right? So he said I should pick up Microsoft Excel, right? So I remember then, okay, that was about 2021. So I signed up for Side Hustle Bootcamp. Shout out to Side Hustle. I know they have a new name now, but I don't know their new name. But as at then, it was Side Hustle. So I registered for their data analytics course, data analytics with Microsoft Excel and Power BI. So then that's when I started, seeing that this Excel that we used to use is not just for writing numbers and stuff. We can actually do much more. So that's how I started the whole data analytics. And after that, I had to go back to school. Then I think after a while there was strike for a very long time, and then I was home, and then one of my friend Christiana, shout out to Christiana.
Hi, Christian.
Yeah, shout out to Christiana. She was one of the people that I would say mentored me or like brought me to the path where I am now. So she always called, I'm a baby girl. I'm a baby girl. Yeah. So
Come on, baby, us too. Please.
yes. So I reached out to her that, oh, Christiana, I'm home, the strike, that please, if you have anywhere I could just learn, I don't necessarily need to pay me anything. So she was like, oh, okay, no problem. Then I think a few weeks later, she called me. She was like, oh, how good are you to Excel? Then I thought I knew Excel. Yeah, I knew, but like, knowing these skills and applying it to a business it's two different things, right? So, but I think I did some assessments on majorly Excel and I passed. Yeah. So I started off as, and they called it then MIS analyst. So I think this is one of the topics we should discuss, like different careers within the data field and their relevance, which is something we should discuss. Yes. So our viewers be expecting that. Be expecting that episode. Yeah. So I started off as an MIS analyst. So I was working majorly with Excel. I was using Excel to do reporting, just do charts. My boss wants to see sales trend, calculate compensations for our agents then. Yeah, so that was what my role was about. Well, me, I knew that I wanted to go into, like, everybody feels like for you to be a data analyst, you must know Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Like, if you are not working with Excel, Power BI, what are you doing? Like, so me, I felt like I was stuck. Oh, I was just doing Excel. But I am really grateful for that experience, because being an MIS analyst, it made me to interact with the field team. I could get to understand the business much more than understanding the business from just numbers. I was understanding the business in numbers and understanding business operational wise. So I think that experience framed me to be a better business intelligence analyst. Yes. So I used to farm a lot because we had like business intelligence team in our group. Like this, my ogas. They were people, they trained me. They trained me.
I'm not part of it.
They trained me, they know. Like they are too humble. They are humble fellas. They are humble fellas. So I was always farming my bosses, like, oh, I want to learn this thing, I want to learn this thing. Yeah. So I think I got a scholarship from Ingressive for Good. They are 1,000 women in data for data camp. Shout out to Ingressive for Good. These are like one of the people that contributed to my. They are really good. They are helping a lot of women out there. Yeah, shout out to Ingressive. So I also got scholarship for. I started data camp. I started learning SQL and the likes, but I never really had the opportunity to practice it in a business, right? So then I also got sponsorship. I got a scholarship from Datalium. Shout out to Datalium. I'm an Datalium.
Like water.
Scholarship
and water.
Yeah, so I got a scholarship from Datalium to then they are beginners in data analytics, and I passed. I did really well. So after that time, I think, let me just cut the story short because we have so much to talk about. So, but yes, I got into business intelligence, and I am where I am today, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Yes. So let's talk about our first job. Like everybody that is learning data, they want to, I want to land this job. How do you land this job? So please, Samuel, how did you land your first job? How did you land your first job?
How did I land my first job?
You see the deep breath.
So the reason why I sighed was because it was okay. So I consider myself a product of networks. Or is it networks or networking? Like I don't joke with networking, right? Because I know over time I've seen it like pay off. Is it pay off or pay out? I'm sorry, guys. All right. So I started so earlier on when I was talking, I said I didn't start out in data, right? Although in my jobs, in my employments, then I was doing data in a way, like, because I said I mentioned that I do Excel, like at least I was comfortable using Excel, right, to an extent, right? So, but then at that point where I got is when I found out that, man, I think I need to just take a notch higher. So I reached out to a couple of people, and then my data analytics journey started. But one thing I think this could also be a lesson, or maybe a lesson, or a lesson to viewers and listeners,
yeah.
right? If you're just starting out in data, right, don't. It's the job market is very, very. I don't want to scare you to say this stuff. I mean, data is everywhere. Everybody is data analysis. There's this competition. It doesn't mean that you won't get a job, but landing your first role might be hard. I'm telling you for a fact. When I started data was not. It's not water now. Like everybody wants to be a data analyst. Then it was still like it was still a discovery then, right? So one of the people that I connected with in that data analytics program that I did is a top guy in one of the oil and gas. So I just like, bro, I beg you. Like I defined, I'm looking for XYZ in this XYZ. I'm like, okay, let me know. Just send me your CV. At that time, my CV didn't have anything data analytics, right? And then 2 weeks after the program ended, I just got a call from somebody. Hello, I got your CV from XYZ. Okay. Are you available for an interview for a particular role? In fact, the role wasn't even like a data analytics role. That's why we need to talk about
that role.
Different
role we need to talk about that.
Right? It was more like an operations related role, but it is going to involve some kind of insight and analytics, right? So I took the job, I did interview, I got the role, and I was doing it.
Why not?
The moral lesson from this, or everything I'm going to say or might have said is, while you are doing while you are at your current role, even if you are looking for a better, more pronounced data analytics role, you can incorporate your learning experience in your job, right? Yeah. You can use your data analytics knowledge to automate a process. Yeah. I mean, create that visibility for yourself. Something I tell people that, meet me for, counsel. I tell them it's easier to carve a niche for yourself internally than externally. What I mean is people get to know you as a subject matter expert in something within even if it's outside of your primary role. It helps you, it gives you that visibility, and that extends outward, right? So that was how I started. I started building dashboards here, even if it wasn't really my core. This thing, I was introducing automation, small automation here and there, building dashboard for performance reviews, and then people were like, "Oh wow, so we can get this thing better." We used to just use Excel to just do something but I was introducing Power BI, introducing some automation here and there. So that was what gave me that visibility, and then from there, one thing led to another, got another role, and then I kept going on. So my first actual data analytics role came after almost 4 jobs or something. But I was able to, at the time I got that role, I had already built some confidence and experience from my previous job with the fact that I was doing data analytics, low-key, right? So when I got the first role, I was excited, finally.
Yeah.
Right, so
Wow. Exciting. Don't wait until you get that actual analytical job before you start making impact. You can start being a data analyst from being a sales rep. You can start from there.
Right, sure.
I mean,
sales is even the best part.
Yeah, it's the best part.
Yes,
you can start.
You have enough data points.
You have enough data points. I mean, there's so many insights you can gather from just your space. So don't wait, guys, don't wait. So let's get to Suraj. Tell us your story. I mean, I'm very sure
I don't want to say so much about my first data analytics job, because for me now, I was coming from I would not say it's a far kind of background. So I studied plant sciences. So, and even in plant sciences, we do some maybe like field experimentation or some statistics. There are some flavor of statistics that you do. You analyze, you do so many things. And maybe one of my strengths then was on experimentation, field experimentation, and biostatistics kind of. So it was something I enjoyed doing. And even my peers, they always come to me as the person that will help them. And I just that was how I was saying that Excel was something that I was always doing for fun. So when I got paid for doing Excel pivot table for someone, I was like, shoo, okay.
Wow, like there's money in this thing.
So it's not even like, so it was something that I was doing for fun. Everybody, even lecturers, we just reach out to me that, okay, help us with this. Using Excel, sometimes might not even be Excel, maybe like GenStat, all those statistical tools that you just use for analyzing. So, but for me now, I was getting kind of interested. Then with the support of my mentor, okay. So Lukman, shout out, like a big shout out to Lukman. So it was just like, okay, like Suraj, you can do this thing. There is no big deal, no big deal there. So because I said, okay, I had like that encounter with one person that's Excel pivot table sharp. So next thing was like I got another person to help with a solution. So that one was on SQL. I was still boarding on SQL, like still writing basic scripts. And I was able to navigate through as a Lagos boy now, you just have to find a way around all of these things. If they give you, I know how to do it, not new. I know how to, ChatGPT was not still there. Yeah. So just Google, YouTube, and all of those interfaces, you just go and just check. Stack Overflow, just anything like this, just enter Stack Overflow, we check. So, and from there I was like, okay, it's one thing to be doing this kind of side gigs. It's another thing to have experience in a structured environment. So that was a thing for me, because I was like, okay, what if this person just decides to cut me off tomorrow? I'm gone.
Yeah.
So, and surprisingly, after maybe like 2 months of doing that with the person, she just stopped, she just went off like into the thin air.
Wow.
So, but me then I was thinking, okay, I'm not just looking at now. I was like, okay, how can I get that organizational setting, get into the setting and learn more? Because I was just hungry for knowledge. I want to improve my skill. So that was it for me. So I sent a couple of CVs out, even just for internship. Then I was still rounding off my second degree. So I was like, okay, let me just do this internship in maybe like 6 months or so, so that I can just after my graduation, I can go into the thing proper. Also, when I had some interviews, and luckily I got in. So that was my first shot, and it was an internship role. Then I was still like, I can do SQL now. What's wrong with these people? I can do SQL, I can do Power BI. But, then it was like I was ready to learn. Okay, for me, it was not all about the money. Even I was thinking then that if you not even pay me, don't worry. I'll do it because I want to learn. So, and surprisingly, I was paid. Okay, I was paid for the internship role. And I was like, can you just do 3 months? Do 3 months for me, because I've learned these things more now. It's not going to be, you're not going to stress yourself training me or teaching me. So, but luckily for me, I got in, and from there I was converted so as a permanent staff. So that was just the journey for me. So it's like from a no background to a medium down to like a data professional right now.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. See, I picked few things from very, very key things from what Suraj said, and I really want to emphasize that to our users. Like, if you are just starting out, right? Like he said, he already knew how to use SQL and the likes. Because I was discussing with my boss one of these, and he said that I should help him look for interns. I want experienced interns. And then somebody made a statement that experience and intern, like, they are contradictory. Like, they don't align. Yeah, they are contradictory.
Intern with 5 years experience.
No, but wait.
Especially on LinkedIn. You see, yes, entry-level roles on LinkedIn, it's always like 5 years experience. Yeah, they say 2 years. Yeah, no. But the key thing is that if you want to start out as an intern in a company, prepare yourself.
Nobody is going to come and teach you how to write
internship
SQL.
Internship
not
is
a
not
boot camp.
exactly.
It's not a boot camp. It is a company. You understand?
So you're working,
So you should know how to use SQL. You should know how to use Excel. You should know how to use these tools.
The fundamentals.
Exactly.
Right.
So they should have something that they are building upon. Not that you're expecting them to come and build foundation for you. Nobody's going to take that. Except maybe it's your father's company. But nobody's going to. You should prepare yourself for an opportunity.
Right.
So that, because if you come for an interview, they ask you, okay, SQL, what is select, what difference between having, what is window function, you should be able to.
Having is too far.
How is having too far?
No.
You shouldn't be saying window function is too far.
You might just know having, but
I mean, you can't know having without doing good by now. Yeah.
Using having is.
Sometimes I used to get confused. It is having. I know it well, but it's having after group by or group by before. Sometimes that confusion used to be there.
Yeah. We're going to have a session where we're going to, dive down into SQL. We're going to have SQL wars. Like, everybody's going to be, this is the method we're going to use. This is we are going to talk about that. But when you are starting off, you have to have something that they will build on. Like Suraj said, he wouldn't have gotten that opportunity if he didn't have any background, right? Okay, so for me, I would say my career growth is Favour. Like, my name is Favour, so so I my career is just Favour. Like, I think I already explained how I got my first job. How I spoke to my friend and she was like, okay, come in. Then I was networking within the system. I always farms like my data, like my two bosses here. Like, they trained me. Forget all this one that they are capping. They trained me. So like, shout out to, let me even mention my other bosses. Like, these guys really played a role. Shout out to Damlola Ibilakun. Shout out to Babatunde Adebayo. Shout out to Ima Kausara. I love you. Shout out to Fola, my baby girl. Hi Fola, shout out to you. Like, these, I'm very. Hey, these people will keep if I don't mention. I know, but I don't want to. But shout out to everybody. You know yourself. Like, I'm very sorry if I didn't mention your name specifically, but so I farms them, and your network is very, very important in landing your first job. Network with people, very important. And if you're already working in a business that has a data team, it's easier to transition from probably whatever role you are in to that team. So, like, for example, where I started out, I transitioned to the business intelligence. I use that as a starting point for myself. To build like maybe some level experience before I now like set out to put myself out there. So if you're already currently in a job and you know that they have a business intelligence group, so be training yourself while preparing to join that business intelligence team, and before you use as a lever to set out yourself. So finally, what is one thing, like, we're talking to our viewers, like some of them, they're just starting out. So if you were a viewer now, what is one thing you wish you knew when you started out this data career? What's one thing you would tell what was one thing you wish you knew, or one thing you would tell yourself as at when you were starting out?
Well, one thing I wish I knew before, if I was starting, right? Because it's not like I'm regretting. Like I said, when I started, everywhere was still, data was not all over the place. I mean, data analytics, or everything data, right? But then if I'm going to, let me say, if I travel to the future or the present, what I'll tell myself, my starting self, is take it easy.
Take it easy.
Right.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Why are you running? Why are you running? Because one thing is, a lot of people, there's so much to learn. There's so much flying all over the place. A lot of tools here and there. People are confused. I've spoken to a lot of different people. So many roadmaps, so many learning curves.
Learn Python, then Excel, learn Excel, then learn Python.
What's the next thing for me after you have so it's so easy to get confused. So I'll tell myself to take it easy, take it one step at a time. If it is Excel, you want to learn it well, right? Know it well, build mastery, gain mastery, right? That when you are in a room and you're talking about Excel, you can confidently say, hey, I can solve this problem for you with using this tool, right? So take it easy, start from the basics, learn this every mentals, Because let me tell you, all the tools, all the technologies, everything, they are all connected.
Yeah.
There's one thing that connects them together, which is
Yeah.
the fundamentals. If you understand the fundamentals, you can adapt with any kind of technology, any kind of tool you find yourself. Is it Power BI? Is it Tableau? Blah blah blah. Name it. There are a lot of off-the-shelf tools here and there. So just take it easy, like I said. Learn the basics, the fundamentals. Understand it well. Critical thinking is very important as a data analyst. It's not beyond just the tools. You have to have an analytical mindset, right? Problem-solving mindset. If you know how to solve a problem, then the tool is secondary, right? So yeah.
Wow, that's. I mean, I'll just leave for our viewers. I'm very sure that they learned enough from what Samuel said.
I think Samuel has said everything because I don't know what to say again. Let's take it soft. That's it. Just take it soft. Learn what you're supposed to learn, like stepwise. Get all the fundamentals. When you get into any system, understand the business process very well before you even dabble into doing any select star, anything. Get it straight, like just understand the business and every other thing will just follow suit easily. Yeah.
Okay, what I would tell myself then, just like my boss Samuel said, the why is more important than the how. Like, it's not just, okay, this is how to use select from. Why are we using select from? And then once you're able to understand the why, because, the whole data stuff is like, nobody's going to, when you are working, nobody's going to tell you, oh, select from this table. They're just going to give you a business question. You understand? So that understanding the business knowledge is very key, and knowing the why. The why is much more important than the how. So I don't know how you're going to interpret that, but just know that the why is much more important than
before you perspire
than the how. So yeah, we've come to the end.
Dropping quotes.
So guys, we've come to the end of our very first episode of Data Pod.
Thank you for staying tuned.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. Please.
How did you start? In the comment section.
Yeah, exactly. Please drop it in the comment section.
Everyone,
please.
Yes, we read.
Let's hear your story, how you got into data. What is one thing you would tell someone that is watching this video and is just starting out? What's one thing you would tell them? Please drop it in the comment section. Drop it. Just keep dropping it. Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this session, and we hope to see you guys in our next episode. Please be ensure to like, subscribe, follow. Please share our videos on all our socials. We love you guys. See you our next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye guys.